Hey, my peeps. Chris here. Update. Okay, so the storm came and went. Seems to have taken some steam out of it, and if we did, that's good. Okay. Awesome. Good job, everybody. A lot of people commented, let's do this, let's make a difference, and worst thing that can happen is nothing, but we did something, and looks like we got some kind of lowering of the storm. It could have been a lot worse, I imagine. So now, uh, this is something really cool. So I have my own solstice. What you talking about, Chris? So now let me take my camera. I'm gonna show you. I have this window in my office. Okay, I'm in the basement. There's my jam room. Music stuff all over the place. So now in that window, twice a year, a light shines through. So yesterday, light shining through the window, and it's landing on my chart. So now if you go back and look in time, Stonehenge and various other ancient areas, on the 21st of December and June, the light would come through a certain little hole within these areas within Stonehenge, etc., and it would shine into the ritual of solstice. So now here comes the sun shining on my charts. It was, I got it written down here. So yeah, October 9th at 10 a.m. That's my solstice. And then after winter time, I think it's in February sometimes, I notice that the light comes in at a certain angle and it hits my chart. So there's my solstice. Okay, that's my little wonderful story. You can see the light shining in already a little bit. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool. So some new stuff. This is a divinity globe, a divinity sphere, we call it. Okay, so these things here, they're on my website now. Go ahead and buy one if you like. What do they do? What don't they do? Is more the question. So what I do with mine is I just leave it sitting on my desk right in front of me. Helps to connect with consciousness, connecting with source, connecting with real, brings in some stronger answers, let's say. Now what I'm going to suggest that people do with these is meditate with them. Place it in your hands, in your lap, on a chain around your neck, whatever, and use it to meditate. This is going to help to raise your consciousness, raise your awareness, raise your vibration, etc. I also use mine instead of, if I don't have the pyramid handy, I have one of these by my bedside, and I just take it, hold it, and make the intent to move an energy. Okay, so it helps that when my wife says she has a headache, I just hold it, remove the headache, and it helps to move that energy. So very useful, very small. Remember the movie Men in Black? Will Smith gets the tiny little gun, and Agent K gets the big howitzer. Well, let's call this the tiny little gun that like Will Smith used. Very powerful, lots of energy in them. I got a bunch in the office, so if you want to order one, I got them here. You don't have to wait for them. Okay, so now here's something new. There's been lots of things happening. Number one is the Voodoo universe. So in the charts, you can see the word voodoo is there, voodoo spells, etc. So now let's look at there is a voodoo universe. And this is connected with Santa Maria, all these black magic, dark magic types of occult rituals that people do, sick-minded people do. So we've been removing lots of people from this voodoo universe. Now, of course, in the voodoo universe is a commander-in-chief, let's say, or the guru or the god of the voodoo universe. Let's call this Yahoo Papa Legba. Go on the internet. There is some information about Papa Legba. There is a sigil. So now within people, you might want to remove the sigil of Papa Legba, the intent of the sigil, the voodoo spells, the voodoo intent, and you want to disconnect from the voodoo universe and bring people back to the human universe. This is, again, another door opener that helps to get into the problem. Here's another door opener. We just came upon this yesterday. Now, in the charts is the word clone. What do you mean clone? What's the clone? What I've been finding is that the ET has been cloning our soul. Now, let's back up a little bit. Instead of calling it soul, we're going to call it time grids. And of course, everybody knows that I don't work within the chakras, meridians. That's all another philosophy of things, Eastern medicine, etc., Sanskrit stuff. So I work within grid networks. Everything is a grid. So we have a connection with the real grids, which is a higher level of source. That's all love-based. So we can connect to those grids to help drive the energy in our bodies. Now, let's back up a little bit more. If within your personal grids there is this sigil of Papa Legba, then the grid network, it reflects that. It's in the shape of this sigil. So go on the internet, there is a sigil, and you can cancel this out, put your neutralization ring over the sigil, just like the storm, etc. But these have been really, really big. Now, the cloning of the time grids by ET has been a very, very big contributor, I'm going to say, to a lot of health problems. So you want to basically terminate the time grid clone. This is going to help open doors, get deeper into things. This may be, for a lot of people, maybe the do-all to end-all for certain issues within their body. So those are the big things we're working on right now. Just yesterday, the clone thing came up, and it was very strong. Lots of answers pertaining to the clone. So go ahead and do some work with that, research it. Soul is time grids, because it is time. The voodoo universe, it's been really big. I was removing voodoo from people years ago. I remember my wife's uncle, Uncle Mike, says, "Okay, Chris, show me this crazy stuff you do." So I says, "Well, do you have any issues, Mike?" And he says, "Yeah, I have a pain in my shoulder blades every night before I go to bed. And it doesn't let me sleep. I got to take Tylenol, etc., etc." So I start dowsing, and I says, "Oh, you got some voodoo." And he goes, "That damn ex-wife of mine." So we removed the voodoo, returned it to sender, and all of a sudden he's doing much better, but his wife got sick. Let's hope there's no karma involved with that. So there we are right now. We're into this clone. This may take us other places also. We just started working with it, so we'll learn more about it, and we'll report on it. Voodoo universe, very big. The intent of the voodoo universe, voodoo spells, rituals, etc. Go along that road and see where it takes you. And I'm really hoping that it opens a lot of doors and helps people in a lot of different ways. That's why we're here. Anyways, this is Chris. We are out of here.